Hello, Commanders. Welcome to another episode of Surviving Mars. And in this episode, we're actually gonna go below and beyond. That's the name of the DLC. Below and beyond refers to the subsurface of Mars. There's a visible depression on some of these landmarks on the map. It's like a gray hidey hole. I don't know how to describe it, but it looks like you can throw something in there and it'll catch. So we're actually gonna go down to the subsurface of Mars and check that out. There's a lot of things that we need to prepare and things that are on the surface that we would like below the surface, to include the transport, the flying transports, which is a great thing to have. You've seen them go on the surface. They can traverse any corner of the map and they can divvy up the resources that are required. So obviously we're not going to have rockets underneath the surface of Mars, but we will need some fuel. So how to create fuel is they use water here in this game, and I believe in real life, I don't know if you've seen The Martian, they use a certain, I forget what the composition is of the actual fuel that they use, but he had a expended thing where he was able to extract water from it from burning the rest of the hydrogen from it. But anyway, this is what we're going to do right next to the surface of the entrance. Well, I guess we call it an elevator. I'm going to have something mined. We're going to have a concrete extractor. And we're going to have all the depots right next to it so that all the drones or the flying transports can divvy up the things that we need for the subsurface of Mars. So anything that we believe is needed on the surface of Mars, we're going to need below the surface. So the actual elevator has ports for oxygen and water, so that's important, and electricity as well. So I have a suite of solar panels right next to the elevator, and I'm going to add some oxygen and water production things. So I'm not sure. So the mistake that I made going down into the subsurface of Mars is I haven't put any sensors down there, so I don't know what kind of resources are available. So when I fire up the next gameplay, I believe I don't do it in the next episode either, which, by the way, I prefaced in the previous episode that I was going to consolidate all the domes. After the aftermath of the meteor shower and devastation, I realized that I was wasting a lot of things there, and we also don't have a lot of people. I made an announcement that I'm not gonna have any more passenger rockets, so that means everyone's going to be Martian born. We're not gonna have any people from Earth come down in this playthrough. This is just to prepare for the challenge where we're only going to have one passenger rocket. So in the subsurface of Mars, first thing I need to do is add sensors. But I believe what I did first was lay down the depots and have a drone hub. So I have the RC Commander down there, an Explorer, and a transport. So I definitely need to replace one of the Explorers on the surface and the RC Commander. But as far as other things that I noticed that I forgot was that other than the sensor towers, was that I could actually put things that generate oxygen and water down there. So I'm thinking about, once I see what's in the subsurface that's available, doing a water extractor, and then after that, we're gonna do other extractors like concrete, metals, things like that before we start putting colonists down there. So the huge challenge is not having a passenger rocket, because that was the easiest way to get people down, or to get people on Mars, was just to get a passenger rocket. So as far as consolidating all the domes, we're doing that because I notice we're wasting resources. We also don't have enough people to man the different things that are required in a basic dome setup, like the diner, the grocery store, or the other facility, the critical care unit, or the farms. So if we're consolidating it all in a dome that fits a certain amount of people, then that would be okay. That would be ideal. It will be more efficient that way. And when a meteor shower occurs, we're not gonna be devastated or affected that much, because we have less surface area to hit. So there was an interesting scenario that happened that you just saw, which is the rocket would not launch. There's some sort of rocket failure, and one of the choices was to wait it out or not have the launch, because or one of the negatives is that it loses morale if we don't do the launch. But as an engineer, we could figure it out and see what it will take to get off the ground. So I think we choose that option. So far I'm preparing the people to be transferred so that we can switch out the domes. I'm also going back and forth, going down and seeing what's needed in the subsurface. But what I want to do ideally is to have a single dome. I just unlocked medium-sized domes, to have a single dome that has the farm, the diner, the living areas, of course, and the grocery store and the hospital all in one area. And then we'll keep the place that has the elderly people in there, and we'll probably devote a spire for the children, so that when they can be educated and have the ideal trait, or the ideal traits that they need. And if not, we have a spire that can remove those flaws. I hope you liked that episode explaining what the newfound capability that we have of removing flaws. That would be an interesting thing to have in real life, though. So the next thing I want to unlock is the electric scrubber. I noticed a lot of my solar panels are dirty, and they probably need a lot of maintenance, especially since there's a bunch of dust storms that have crept up in the past couple of episodes. I don't know if these things become more frequent the longer you play the game, or when the game notices things or events are not happening, or things aren't happening, it throws some wrenches in the loop. I'm not sure, but it does seem to be a problem having those things maintained. But anyway, I wanted to thank you guys again for getting me this far as a YouTube partner. I'll probably not mention it more often as the time goes on, and I'll be more comfortable accepting the fact that I am a YouTube partner and have the responsibilities of one. So thank you. Oh, We also unlocked the super chat, not the super chat, was it super stickers and super chat? Thank you for doing that. We still have the super thanks to unlock. I'm not sure, it's not very clear on when that unlocks, but it's probably has to do with comments or something like that. But thank you guys for all your support. If you like this episode, please leave a like. If you've seen anything that you want to, you have questions on, or if you want to clarify yourself, please leave a comment below. I read all the comments. Thank you for your time. This is John Nezodam signing out. Take care, stay safe. Remember, you're essential.